Good morning. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to my live stream on Thursday, Perth, 10:30 West Australian time. I do a StreamYard on Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. Perth time and 10:30 again on Thursday, West Australian time. And this month, my whole theme is holiday breakthroughs, and that's the name of my workshop, and that's the name of my blog, and that's the name of, that's the name of a lot of my things that I'm putting into my social media. So what am I specifically talking about today? And we're a little bit early. Oh no, I've just clicked over 10:30. I'm a little bit early today. Is that what type of breakthrough do you want? What is the breakthrough that you want? Or do you want to continue doing the same as what you've been doing and getting the same as what you've already got? You know, one of the sayings that I always remember from the 1980s from one of my mentors, Blair Singer, used to say to me, Di, there's going to be people in this world that think that change is changing the dishwashing detergent, changing their dishwashing detergent. And then, which I often thought, people don't think that. People don't think that this is enough of a change to change a dishwashing detergent. But as I've gone through life, it's pretty true. People think that changing the dishwashing detergent is one of their major changes in their life. Then yesterday I was speaking to a person who is helping me to write my next book. And she says, and I gave her that example of really what is change. And then I gave her that example. And then we went on to speak about that. Then some people don't know that changing the dishwashing detergent to like Palmolive to something that's eco-environment, that's enough of a change, because really they're still following the sheep. My point is here is, what is it that you want to change, and what is it in the areas that you want to change? And I would call them, what are the breakthroughs that you want? What are the breakthroughs in what areas of your life that you can see right now? That would be a really, really, really good question. If you are at the stage where you want to be being better, doing better work, being good at what you really do, what is it that you really want a breakthrough in? It's more than a change. And that is one of the distinctions, is you don't want just a change. You actually want breakthroughs in your thinking, breakthroughs in your emotional feelings, breakthroughs in what you actually do every day, how you do it, when you do it, who you do it with. So the areas that I would recommend that you look at if you're talking about specific breakthroughs, and some people say, look, I'm really happy with my life. Well, I would say to those people, well, you're in denial, because human beings are made to want to do better. We are always wanting to thrive and be happy and to be able to do the very best work we can. But there are often many, many tolerations, things that get in our way, not only ourselves, but other aspects that maybe sometimes we can't control. But there are other things that often get in our way from doing good work and being the very best that we can be. Now, I'm not just talking personal development area here. I'm talking being able to build your business, being able to develop your business, being able to add more value, not only to other people, but to yourself. So what areas do you want to have a breakthrough between now and maybe March 2021? This is specifically what my program is doing from the middle of December through to the middle of January, is what are those breakthroughs that you particularly want? And that's what we're going to be going into and coming out with a hardcore plan. But first of all, for today, ask yourself, what are the areas that you want your breakthroughs in right now? And if you are on here, I think I've got my screen set up so that I can't see your chat. But if you're on here, say hello, where you're from, if you know me, if you don't know me. But what are the areas, we're talking about what are the areas that you want your breakthroughs in? Not just personal breakthroughs, the things that are in your way. What are you tolerating? What are the things that stop you, that are nagging in your bottom of your head, around at the back of your head, that get in your way, that annoy you? Things that you actually have control of that maybe you're just too lazy to be able to figure out and solve a problem. to be able to move through that. So the area of family, what are the things that you want to break through in? What are the things then that stop you from being able to have the really best relationships with all your family members? And I know some people already are saying, well, I don't want a relationship with this person or that person because they've said this or they've done that. But what is the area? And that's right there are things that you are tolerating. What are the areas in your family life? What are the issues in your family life that you would like a breakthrough in? What are the areas in your finances, in your area, in your money area that you want to make breakthroughs in? What are the things that you are tolerating around money? Do you not have enough? Do you have too much? Are you not skilled in investing? Are you not independent? Are you being handed money that is specifically for housekeeping, for instance? Do you not bring in enough money so that you can do the things that you love to do? What are the things in your life that you are tolerating in the areas of finance? What are the things in your environment, your house environment, your work environment, the outside that you go to? Maybe you walk down your park. Like sometimes I walk down the park and I'm always, especially on a Saturday morning after a Friday night when the rugby team have been there, there's a lot of garbage, and a lot of us go around and we pick it up. So we stay and we are creating a very beautiful park for all of us to live in. Some people, that's not important to them, but for me it's like, I want to be a part of this solution and I will help to pick up that rubbish. Tiny little things like that, rather than having the complaints go running around in your head. So what are the areas in your environment that you want to have breakthroughs in? What are the things in your health, in your body, in the way that you eat, the way that you drink, the way that you move your body? What are the things that you have in place that maybe are not working for you as well as they could, and that you want to have breakthroughs in, that you want to have changes in? And as I spoke right at the very beginning, I'm not talking about changes. I'm talking about specific breakthroughs, taking out something and putting in something as an experimentation to see if that's what works for you. That is what a breakthrough in, making the realization that this is what you now don't want, and now this is maybe what you do want. And not just taking it from me or somebody else that this is what works for me, having the time and the space to be able to set that up so you can experiment. Then the other area is, what is the area within your own thinking that you put up with, that you tolerate, that you want to break through in? What are some of the routines and rituals that you have around your thinking? What are the routines and rituals that you have about your eating, your health? So I'm breaking these areas up: family, finances, environment, health, and thinking. What are the areas? What are the 2-3 top areas that you know that you have the most tolerations in, that you put up with certain things? Who is here? Tell me who you're here. I don't know if I can go see the chat because there's a private chat. Nope. Anyway, so to be able to, first of all, figure out what are some of those tolerations, and some of you already know, but some people just take it for granted that this is what you have to put up with, because they maybe don't know what they value. They haven't spent enough time on really figuring out what's important to their life. And then they maybe think too much of what other people think, so that they are not able to ask for what they need emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, and physically. And so that then gets in their way of being able to have a breakthrough or aha moment, as, oh, I do that, or no, I don't have total control in this area, but how can I still be working with this situation so that I can make the best of the situation that I'm in? Not everything. I think not everything in our life do we have control over, especially when we are responsible for other people. And then when we are responsible for elderly or siblings, or when we have a grown-up family, or if we have a special needs person in our family or in our community that we are not maybe responsible for, but we like to help out with. So what are some of these? What are the things in your life that now are you in control of, that you can get off your butt and change, and get off your butt and realize that this is just a problem that you are here to solve, And what are some of the creative, innovative strategies? So what are maybe 3 strategies that you could ask yourself to come up with to be able to have the best relationships with your family? That could be a really good question. And that brings me to the point of, it's not often the babble that we have in our head that we run with ourselves, but what are the questions that we ask ourselves? What are the questions that we ask our staff, our team, the people that we work with? What are the questions that we ask with our family? What are the questions that we are asking so that people can help us to solve some of those tolerations, things that are getting in the way, and then things that maybe we don't have total or control of? So the areas, again, to help to facilitate breakthroughs is family, finances, environment, health, and of course then our thinking. One of my mentors from the early 80s, Buckminster Fuller, he always used to say that human beings are here to solve problems. And if we don't have a problem to solve, if we don't have these tolerations, then life is pretty boring and meaningless, and people often make up what we think is a problem. And so I think especially in 2020, our thinking has totally catapulted largely around what is important to us. How are we connecting? How can we connect more? Because that's the main thing that people are wanting now. They want to be able to connect more congruently and honestly with people that they come in contact with. And that, I'm not just talking business, I'm talking family, and I'm talking online, I'm talking offline, the main aspect that people want to reignite. And this, I often talk about this in my blogs, but I often talk about it with friends and family, is that I'm a country person and I grew up in a small country town, and everybody knew everything about everybody all the time. Living in the city, we can hide. We can we can hide. We don't have to be engaging with people. We don't have to go out. People may check on us if they haven't seen us for a couple of days. That's my case in where I live. But what are some of the ways that you've been brought up that you maybe have a scotoma, a blind spot to, as to where you brought up? Because for me, if I'm not able to say hi to somebody as I'm walking to the beach and saying good morning, and they don't smile back, or they are in their own head, they've got their own things going on in their own space, I feel as if I'm not able to connect with that person, and I'm not making that person wrong or right, but it's a very different culture and environment to being brought up or living in a small country town. There is no option but to say, hi, good morning, and making that connection, because there's only 50 or 100 people in the town. Especially nowadays, out in Western Australia, there's a small number of people in those towns, so they don't have a lot of choice as to make those connections. So it's easier for us to hide in our cities, in our houses. I don't know about you where you live, but in a lot of our houses here, people pull up to their garage, drive in the garage doors comes down, and that's the end. You might see them at a Christmas party, or you might see them walking their dog if they are lucky enough to have a dog. And then they are able to go along in their life thinking that their life is fantastic and that this is the way that life is, still living from where they have come from. I'm not saying that's wrong or right, but I'm saying now that 2020 has really brought to the forefront that people want that connection, even if they don't know how to make it, even if they come up with, my life's fine, thank you. I don't need to make changes. I don't need to have a plan as to where I'm going. I'm quite happy in the way I am. I think people are in denial if you are saying that. So my whole message this morning on this 15-minute StreamYard is, what questions are you asking? And maybe a question like, what are the 3 strategies that I could be giving to myself so that I have a more fulfilled relationship and relationships in my family? What are the 3 strategies that I could come up for myself so that I could have more money, less money, more skills in investing, whatever that toleration is in your finances? What are the 3 strategies that I could come up with for myself to have the most beautiful environment for me to live in. So what are the questions that you are asking yourself? Are you asking yourself questions, or do you just get carried along with your normal psychobabble? Our own monkey on our shoulders, as people call it. Because when we start to ask questions, that certainly starts to reflect in how we ask questions with our staff, our customers, our clients, our suppliers, and it starts to turn our whole ability around as to how we are creative, how we are innovative, how we create our breakthroughs to be able to move into a position that we are really self-fulfilled and independent. So that's my little tip for today. I'm actually now going into my holiday breakthrough webinar, which is a 1 hour power to hour, and we are specifically going through the 3 main areas of my methodology, which is define, develop, and direct. How can you define what is going on in your head? How can you really develop those ideas to be monetizable, exciting, fulfilling, and adding value? And then how can you direct yourself? So they are the specific topics that we're talking about in the hour to power in the holiday breakthrough at 11 a.m, which you can go to and register still at didowney.com holiday breakthroughs. That's it. Have a great day wherever you are. It's a very, very hot day in Western Australia here today. It's going to be about 40 degrees, whatever that is it 105, something like that in the old metric system. So if you're watching me from Western Australia, stay cool. If you are coming into, or you have your family arriving into Western Australia, because our borders open today, welcome, and I wish you a fabulous day with your loved ones, because you've probably not seen them for 9 or 10 months. So have a great day wherever you are. Ask yourself questions rather than being taken along with your psychobabble or what you think your beliefs are. Have a great day. Hugs to you all. Bye for now and see you on Tuesday, unless you come and see me on didowney.com holiday breakthroughs in 15 minutes. Bye for now.